Welcome back. Time is short. Let's spend some with the muse. Welcome back. Today, I want you to imagine this. You've got less than 12 minutes, about the time it takes to boil an egg, and in that short span, you're going to create a character who feels real, dynamic, and memorable. Sound impossible? Stick with me. I'm going to show you a quick, focused technique for building a character that can truly stand out, whether they're your hero, your villain, or that side character who can steal a scene. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Scot Noel. This is my 6th year as editor of DreamForge Magazine, and I've read thousands of your submissions. Here are some of our covers. Every year, I see the same story mistakes and weaknesses over and over again. That's why I want to experiment with some ways to help you pass the hurdles and write more compelling stories. I like to read your stories. Let's make them better. Now, back to characters. And hey, watch later on in the video, we'll have a free plotting game for you, plus this character method is an article you can work with at home. I also want to hear about your characters in the comments. So, we often think developing characters means spending hours mapping out their childhoods, drafting pages of notes, or painstakingly constructing elaborate family trees. And sure, that can work, but there's another way. A method that's about working smarter, not harder. It's about cutting through the noise and going straight to what matters most. In the next 20 minutes or so, I'm going to walk you through this process step by step, giving you a simple roadmap to follow. By the end, you'll have a character who practically leaps off the page. To show you it's possible, I'll illustrate the process with an example character. Let's say we're writing a story set aboard a damaged spaceship. The crew is in trouble, the tension is rising, and I need a protagonist who can carry this plot. Let's call him Vernon. By the end of this video, Vernon's going to feel like a living, breathing individual with quirks, flaws, goals, desires, and even a mini backstory. Are you ready? Let's do this. Step 1. Accept the plot and assign their role. First things first, before we talk about eye color, fashion sense, or favorite snacks, we need to know why this character's here. Is this character the hero who'll navigate the main conflict? The antagonist throwing wrenches into everyone else's plans? A sidekick who provides crucial info or comic relief? I'll set a timer. I'm just kidding, but imagine I do. And I'll give myself 1 minute. For our example, Vernon is going to be the protagonist on a spaceship that's in trouble. The ship's systems are failing, tensions are high, and someone needs to step up. Vernon, the co-pilot, is that guy. Maybe the captain's incapacitated and Vernon's forced into the spotlight. Boom, one role clearly defined. Step 2, assign a defining trait. Next, we give Vernon a defining trait, a single characteristic that leaps off the page. Think about iconic characters like Sherlock Holmes, razor-sharp intellect, or Captain Ahab, monomaniacal vengeance. I happen to be reading Moby Dick again right now, actually. We're not looking for a laundry list, just one trait that colors how this character deals with the world. For Vernon, I'm choosing arrogance. He's smart and capable, but man does he think he's always right. Give yourself another minute to pick that trait. This trait is going to shape your character's voice, their decisions, and how other characters respond to them. Remember, we have some free downloads coming up for you to help you generate characters and plot stories. Step 3. For this step, we have 2 whole minutes. Add a flaw or a vulnerability. Nobody likes a perfect character. Perfect people are boring, and readers can't connect with them. We need something that humanizes Vernon. It might be a character flaw or a vulnerability, something that trips him up. Arrogance itself is sort of a flaw, but let's add some texture. Vernon has a quick temper, and he gets snarky and condescending when challenged. This makes him relatable. He's not just the arrogant guy, he's the arrogant guy who can't handle being doubted, which sets him up for conflict with his crew. Take a couple of minutes for this step. If you're doing this at home, jot down whatever flaw comes naturally. The key is flaws keep characters interesting. Step 4, 1 minute for this one. Create a unique detail or quirk. Now we give Vernon a unique detail, a quirk that sets him apart from 1,000 other fictional co-pilots. It could be a physical quirk, a habit, or something symbolic. For Vernon, let's say he has a mechanical right hand, a prosthetic he's super self-conscious about. Maybe he got it after a past accident. It's a quick detail, but now you're starting to see him in your mind's eye. He's not just a generic pilot in a uniform, he's got something visually distinctive and emotionally charged. Step 5, 2 minutes. Anchor them with a goal. Characters need motivation. Without goals, they just float around the story. Goals drive them forward. Right now, we have a setting, a damaged spaceship. Vernon's goal might be to take command and save the crew, even though he's technically second in command. He wants to be the hero, to step in where the captain can't. That creates immediate tension, because maybe others disagree, or maybe protocols say he shouldn't lead, but Vernon's determined. Take a couple of minutes here. The key question is, what does your character want, both short-term and long-term? In Vernon's case, short-term, fix the ship and prove he's right. Long-term, establish himself as the one who can handle any crisis. Okay, here you go. You've waited long enough. If you go to dfstory.com/D1, you can download my article on memorable characters in 700 seconds, along with a copy of the plotting game. But stick with us. We're just getting into our character's heart's desire. Step 6, 1 minute. Identify their heart's desire. Now we dig deeper. Beneath that concrete goal, what do they truly want emotionally? Acceptance? Redemption? Love? For Vernon, beneath the bravado lies a desire to be seen as competent and worthy. He wants approval from the crew, maybe even from a mentor figure who's no longer there. His heart's desire adds emotional depth. He's not just bossy, he's insecure. Spend a minute thinking of what your character truly yearns for. This is the emotional engine that will make readers care. Step 7, 1 minute. Plan for character growth. Memorable characters don't stay the same. They start somewhere and end up somewhere else. How will Vernon grow by the end of this crisis? Maybe he learns that leadership isn't about being the loudest or the smartest, but about listening, collaborating, and empowering others. By the story's finale, he becomes the kind of leader who trusts his crew. This step might only take a minute, but it's crucial. Knowing where your character's headed helps shape every decision they make. Now, I'm looking forward to reading your character descriptions in the comments. I'll even tell you which one I like best, so don't forget. Step 8, 2 minutes. Add a simple backstory. We don't need a novel-length backstory. If you've listened to me before, you know I don't like a lot of exposition. Just one event that explains why Vernon is who he is. Let's use a simple formula. Once, something happened, which made our character decide whatever his life perspective is. For Vernon, let's say, once he was in a car crash when his sister was driving. She died, he lost his hand, and his father blamed him for not preventing it. Ever since, Vernon swore he'd never fail again, never relinquish control, never be wrong. This tiny backstory snippet links to his arrogance, his insecurity, and that prosthetic hand. It's a neat little package that gives him psychological weight. Try this out, just a short event that ties it all together for your character. Step 9, 2 minutes, make a dialogue prompt. Now, let's put Vernon's voice to the test. A simple prompt for yourself might always be, why did you do that? How does Vernon respond? Based on all we've established, maybe he says, is anyone else going to step up? Or am I the only one who knows what we're doing here? Boom, arrogant, frustrated, desperate to be the hero. This reveals his character instantly. Try it with your character. With one line of dialogue, you can confirm you've nailed their personality. And by the way, one of the things I see most in stories that are submitted is that dialogue is used for the wrong purposes. Dialogue is used to explain something in the story, to explain background, plot point, or let us know where things are going next, instead of revealing the character, instead of revealing emotion. And that's what dialogue is best for. It's to bring people to life who are speaking. Okay, let's wrap this up. There we have it. In just a short series of steps, less than 700 seconds if you really time yourself, you've built a character who feels like they belong in your story. We started with just a role and ended up with a fully fleshed out individual. Vernon, the arrogant, insecure co-pilot with a mechanical hand, a tragic backstory, and a desperate need to prove himself. He has goals, vulnerabilities, and a plan for personal growth. He's more than a name, he's someone your readers can imagine and remember. And I bet after this video, you'll remember him too. This technique doesn't just work for protagonists. It's great for antagonists who need a believable motive, or side characters who should leave a lasting impression. The process is straightforward. 1. Assign their role in the story. Pick a defining trait. Add a humanizing flaw. Give them a unique quirk. Anchor them with a clear goal. Identify their deeper emotional desire. And set up their growth over the course of the narrative. You can add a tiny backstory snippet to explain how they got this way, and test their personality with a single line of dialogue. From zero to memorable in a matter of minutes. So the next time you're stuck staring at a blank character sheet, try this. Set a timer, follow the steps, and trust that sometimes simplicity and focus can spark creativity. Over time, you'll get faster and more intuitive at this, which is true for all writing. And who knows, one of these quick-drawn characters might become the star your readers talk about for years to come. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment about your own character creations, and don't forget to subscribe for more storytelling tips. Good luck, and happy writing.